Hey, bud.
Hey, Doug, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Vic, can you hear me now?
That is much more clear, thank you.
Okay, no problem. So yeah, I thought I'd tell you a little bit about my backstory. I have a really interesting backstory.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm originally from Estes Park, Colorado.
Nice. Estes Park, that's the west side of Denver, isn't it?
Yeah, northwest.
Alright, I used to have a home in Vail, Colorado, in Eagle County for almost 25 years.
Nice. That's pretty cool.
I used to drive through Estes Park, or I'd see the off-ramp sign for it every time I flew into the airport.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah.
I love Colorado. Beautiful state.
Yep, I love it too. He was born in the summer of his 27th year. Love John Denver.
That's where I got to know, actually funny backstory about Vail is I got to know Buddy Lazier and Buddy's dad. And that they're old school Vail people, right?
Yeah.
And when I used to, and then back in the 90s, in the mid-90s, they did an IndyCar ski challenge for charity, and because it was mostly the superstars of the sport, but because I had a home there, they included me. I was lucky enough to be included in it, right?
Yeah, for sure.
That's where I got to know and meet Stefan Johansson, who became a good close personal friend of mine. And like we walked different walks of life, right? Like I was in sports cars and Indy Lights and stuff, and there was Stefan, you know, ex-Formula One guy, but just a sweet fella, right? And I got to meet him there, and you know, our relationship moved on. I had a lot of motorsports connections as the years went on through Colorado. Funny enough.
That's really interesting. Yeah. So.
Yeah, and I was fortunate enough to meet Buddy Lazier's dad a couple of times. He passed away last year. Or last year or the year before he passed away, and that was a sad thing. The Lazier family are hoteliers in Vail. They still own one of the oldest hotels in Vail.
Yeah, I'll have to look into that.
Yeah, well, good people, solid people, Colorado people, right?
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, I was born during the autism epidemic, which was in the 1990s, and I was diagnosed with autism or Asperger's disorder at age 4.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was a struggle.
You had mentioned this to me quite a while ago, but you never gave me the backstory on it. And because I'm familiar with your Special Olympic tasks, and you had rolled that out to me, using a pun there, rolled it out to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there, you know that I know, right?
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, it was a struggle in my elementary school and middle school education was kind of a struggle. And I kind of went through a period of depression a few years back when I was in high school.
That wouldn't surprise me. And one of my lawyers in Toronto, Doug, his son is autistic, and every year there's only two things that I donate to, and that's the Autism Foundation in Canada because of him and his work with it, and mental health, CAMH, which is the Canadian Association for Mental Health Disorders.
Yeah.
And I every year, I forget the date, but there's a National Autism Month. I forget which month it is, but
April?
I wear my little blue pin on my lapel very proudly.
That's really good to hear. Yeah.
It's a little, the only thing I can describe it as is like a piece of a puzzle, right?
Yep.
The pin?
Yeah, and
you're obviously very familiar with the logo, right?
Yeah, I'm familiar with the logo and the puzzle pieces and all that.
I've got every year, and I gotta look that up. Christ, when is National Autism Month?
I think it's April.
Okay, yeah, my pin. It's in my dresser drawer with a bunch of other pins. And you know what? I hate to say it this year. I think I kind of goofed and missed on it.
Dang.
But no, I've got my blue pin, buddy. I wear it proudly when I'm not in COVID lockdown.
Yeah. And the reason I struggled in high school were a number of things. At first, I was actually a model student when I started. Like in my freshman year, yeah, in my freshman and sophomore year, I was kind of a model student. I won numerous titles of Student of the Month during that period, and I also, and my projects that I did with students won quite a bit of awards that year. But then what happened?
Awesome, dude.
Yeah, so it started out well, but then things went downhill after my sophomore year, and that's when my rough period began.
I'm sorry to hear that, but you know what? You've obviously recovered and come through like a champ, bro.
Yeah, for sure. In fact, when I interviewed...
I mean, you know, I guess from your perspective, there's only two ways you can go at that point. You know, you can overcome and adapt, as the saying goes with the Marines, overcome and adapt.
Yep.
Or you can, like, fall down, you know, go down the rabbit hole, right?
Yep. That's a good way to look at it.
You obviously chose to overcome and adapt after a period of, I'm not going to say reflection, but a period of confusion, obviously, that was trapping you in that spot for a while.
Yep, that's right. And one of the first things I did once I graduated from high school, I was pretty much ready to be done with it, but I still didn't really solve my issues. I was in the middle of a parental divorce at the time, you know, and I went back to church.
Well, if that doesn't throw anybody down the rabbit hole, I don't know what would.
Yep, but I went back to church that year. And when I went back to church, I had a spiritual rebirth with my Christianity, and I credited that for turning my life around.
Awesome.
Yep, and not only that, but
outstanding.
Yep, and it was the spiritual rebirth.
You know what? I just thought of somebody else I need to put you in touch with for an interview.
Ooh, boy.
Oh my God, I can't believe I didn't, just because the spiritual awakening, oh my God, you're going to have such a beautiful conversation. His name's, I call him, he's a chaplain, and his name's Steve Kenney. He lives in Florida, and he does motorsports ministries, but he handles all of the FCCA regional events for ministry work in Florida and Georgia.
Yeah, I'll have to look him up.
When my late fiance died, guess who my first phone call was to?
Him.
Pastor Steve. You know, the Padre. And he does his thing is he does oh my God, I'm searching for the name. His job is one of the worst, well, not the worst, for him it's probably a blessing, but he does palliative care homes.
Ooh,
and basically his job is to read people last rites and talk to them about God and our Lord Jesus, you know, before they pass on, right? Anyway, I've got to put you in touch with Pastor Steve Kenney.
I would love to.
He knows everybody in racing. Like, everybody knows him. All the famous drivers and all the non-famous drivers. And he's got stories he could tell you and share some serious Christianity stuff and faith with you.
Yeah, I would love to talk to him.
Okay, remind me about that. I'm putting you in touch with Pastor Steve Kenney in Florida.
Awesome. I'll remind you that at some point when I finish this.
He goes to so many races and he sees everybody and they all know him, and I'm like, oh, hey, if you see so-and-so, tell him I said to say hi, and he does it for me. Does it for me all the time. And guess what? This is gonna blow your mind entirely.
Yeah.
He's from Colorado originally.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, he's a hardcore Broncos fan, like big-time raging Broncos fan.
What are the teams that you like for football?
The teams that I like for football, first and foremost, have been since I was a child. Don't know why. I just like the Saints. And then in subsequent years, obviously I've become a rabid Saints fan. The other team I'm a fan of, funny enough, and it kind of sucks because they're in the same conference and the same division as Tampa Bay. And as a child, I loved Tampa Bay because, you know, Buccaneer swashbuckler, right?
Yeah.
And I've just come to follow them. And I really became a fan when John Gruden was their head coach and they went to the Super Bowl. You know, and subsequently won the Super Bowl. My other teams are, funny enough, your Arizona Cardinals, and for the simple reason that Kurt Warner was their quarterback. They went to the Super Bowl, but I'm a huge Larry Fitzgerald fan. Like that guy, he should be enshrined, and I can't wait till he gets into the Hall of Fame because that guy is so deserving. But the nice thing about what I admire the most about him is there is a superstar there that could take more money and go to any other team to win a Super Bowl, but he's so loyal and his faith is in with the Cardinals, and I'm like, wow, that is so not the norm in the NFL, right?
Yeah.
The other teams I like, I'm a Raiders fan. I've always been a Raiders fan since John Madden, but even more so now because Gruden's coaching. So I guess I could say like my two top teams in the NFC are the Saints, and the AFC I have to say the Dolphins are the Raiders.
That's really good.
Yeah.
I like all sorts of teams, but if I had to pick my top three, I would say the Cardinals, the Broncos, and the Patriots.
Yeah. Patriots are going to be an interesting mix this year with Cam Newton at quarterback. Well, he still has to win the job, but I think that he will win the job.
Yeah.
But I think that's going to be an interesting... Cam Newton, who's so outgoing and so boisterous, which is cool, that's part of his thing, and Belichick. That's going to be an interesting player.
What I like about Bill Belichick is he kind of reminds me of Tony Stewart. He's not one of those guys that likes to talk to the medias that much when they ask questions, you know?
Oh, kind of. You know what? You know who took that one step further with the NFL?
Who?
Was, what's his name? The running back for the Seahawks. Remember him?
Was it Richard
God,
Sherman?
What's his name? What's that?
Richard Sherman, was it?
No, Sherman was their safety. No, the beast mode. What's his name? Oh crap! He got hired by the Raiders a couple seasons ago just to be their slot back.
Yeah, let me look him up very quick. What's his position?
What's his name? He went by, his nickname was Beast Mode.
Let me see who it is. Marshawn Lynch?
Marshawn Lynch, thank you. But he is famous for his non-interview interviews. And he kept getting fined by the NFL for not doing interviews, right? So finally what he did was he'd sit at the interview stand and he would just nod his head and say, yep.
Yeah.
And he only did that because he didn't want to get fined anymore.
Yeah, and I remember a few years back, during the Deflategate saga for the Patriots, when Brady gave up his suspension fight, you know, Bill Belichick was asked if anyone was going to replace Brady permanently, and he literally glared at the reporter and was like, I told you guys what's going to happen, you know?
Yeah.
Remember that?
I'll tell you what, on the record, I'm so happy that Brady has gone to another team and that, because I've never been a Patriots fan, honestly. I'm just being honest with you. I dislike the Patriots and that, but I was always a fan of their individual players, like Julian Edelman, Gronk, Tom Brady, and multiple other players too. I just wasn't a fan of the organization, I guess you could say.
Yep, and I respect your
Tom's
opinions.
going to Tampa Bay. I mean, you realize the NFC South has got is going to be the most competitive division ever.
Yep.
And you got Drew Brees, Tom Brady, Matty Ice up in Atlanta, and then who's in Carolina now?
Let me look it up.
Yeah.
Let me look it up.
Carolina picked somebody up.
Was it the Panthers? Let me see.
Yeah, but Panthers got a really good draft pick too. I do know that, but they picked somebody up, I believe.
Let me see. Greg Little.
No, that doesn't sound right.
Will Greer.
Who?
Will Greer.
I don't know. Anyway, but between Matt Ryan, Tom Brady, and Drew Brees, are you kidding me?
Yeah, that'll be competitive.
Those are going to be, for the first time ever, on network TV, thankfully, because I'm a fan of all those teams, kind of. Well, not the Dirty Birds. But, like, I'm finally going to get pretty much all the Saints and the Buccaneers games on network TV, which normally networks never picked up the NFC South games.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah, and Tampa and New Orleans meet twice this year. Tampa meets Atlanta twice. New Orleans meets Atlanta twice. And then you throw Carolina in there for a wild card. Those are going to be epic games.
Yeah, I agree with you.
And you got Brees and Brady competing for the all-time passing yardage thing, right?
Yeah.
They're up in the stratosphere for passing yardage, and they're only hundreds of yards in front and behind each other. Brees is currently ahead of Brady, but that doesn't mean shit, right? You won 2-3 good games and one bad game for the other guy, and that gap has either been closed or it's been expanded.
Yeah, for sure.
And they're both over, I think, something stupid like 10,000 or 12,000 yards.
Yeah.
And I think they're both in the 10,000s.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
Brees is currently leading it. Well, he broke the record last year, and but Brady's on his heels, like within a few hundred yards. Put it that way.
Yeah.
Brady's a Buccaneer. Guess what? I'm a fan of Brady now. But I'm diehard Saints. I wear my shirt on Saints football days. I wear my cap, and I got my Drew Brees bobblehead on my desk.
Yeah, for sure. My Aunt Julie in Denver, who lives in Denver, she's a diehard Broncos fan and wears it whenever she can.
It's funny, as many years as I spent in Colorado, living and just vacationing there at my home there and stuff like that, I don't know why I never became a dyed-in-the-wool Broncos fan. It just goes to show you are what you are, right? And you could live in the same city, but I always enjoyed watching the Broncos, especially during the 80s. The Broncos were on fire, right?
Yeah.
And the orange crush, right?
Yeah.
And, I never knew why. I never dove, went all hands on deck with the Broncos. Just never did.
Yeah. Makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
And then here I am. I'm a lowly Raiders and a lowly Dolphins fan for the AFC. Those are my two AFC teams. I got to admit, I don't have a lot of faith in my AFC teams, but they're my AFC teams. Well, now we got Tua as quarterback for the Dolphins, so I'm expecting better things from out of Miami this year.
Yeah, for sure. So you want to start asking the questions now for the racing interview?
Yeah, go right ahead. Shoot.
No problem. It's cool to chat about other things as well, but we should probably get on the interview now since
You're a good interviewer because you warm up your interviewee by talking about other stuff first and get the person in the mood and the mode.
Yeah, for sure.
That's actually that's a good trait to have.
Yeah. Who reached out to
Anyway,
you
on
about?
to racing.
Yeah, and who
What do
reached?
you got? Shoot.
Okay. My first question is, where are you originally from, and what was your upbringing like?
Well, I was born in Winnipeg, Canada. My upbringing was mostly in Toronto. And my upbringing was very, I don't know what you would call it. There's an old term called the latchkey kid. And are you familiar with that?
Never heard of it before. How does it go?
Okay, it's a very old term from the 50s and 60s, or even before that. And what it was is, basically, you grew up in a home, and I'm not saying this with a negative connotation, but absentee parents. And in other words, a latchkey kid was a kid that had his own key to the house, and he let himself in and let himself out. I was in boarding school from grade 3 forward, put it that way.
Ah, okay.
And it was no picnic at the beginning because I was in boarding school in the same city that I grew up in, like where my home was. And it just because my mom at the time, my father passed away in 1970. But and she was busy, and I understood that later in my life. But I was very, I just didn't get it. Like, why am I in boarding school in the same city that I live in? So my upbringing was fine, though. It was great, man. We traveled a lot, and, we did a lot of cool things together on vacations and all that stuff. So I was a very happy upbringing, very happy.
Yeah.
But very independent upbringing in that sense.
Yeah. My upbringing was for the most part good, but with my autism, I sort of had ups and downs. Yeah.
Understandably so.
Yeah, and part of the reason I left Estes was because, first of all, my mom got an opportunity in Arizona to become a psychologist, and at the same time, my school in Estes was, the staff there was great to work with, but my parents and them had some different ideas on how to get me through my education,
Yeah, well, they were not. There was no education about autism at the time, though. So our teachers and whatnot. I'm making an assumption here, but you'll probably agree with me.
Yeah.
That they didn't know how.
Yeah, and not only that.
It comes down to pretty straightforward stuff. They didn't know how.
Yep, and there were some instructors that didn't know how to treat me, and some of them resorted to hostility rather than working with me.
Of course they did, which is shameful. But at the same time, though, they just didn't know how.
Yep, that's the way I look at it.
I'm sure those same educators in this day and age, and even some of the ones that were with you back in those days, they have probably come a full circle. I would hope they've come a half circle at least, but maybe some of them have come a full circle.
Yeah, and I think some of them have, And I still keep in touch with some of them there.
They're people you're never going to see or talk to again, but, we can only hope for the future generations of autism that the educators have come at least half circle, if not full circle. They have to be full circle.
Yep, I'm with you on that. Hopefully they have, and I still pray about it. But yeah, the chances of me seeing certain instructors again are probably low. Yeah. But so
actually non-existent.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. So
anyway, moving on. What else you got for me?
What made you get into motor racing?
Oh wow, this is a good story. All right. So in 1990, I formed a company. In 1989, I formed a company called Canaska Investments Ltd. And it was an offshoot of our family company, but it was market investments, real estate, so forth and such. I had no knowledge of motorsports whatsoever, none. To me, the Indy 500 was a great excuse to have a beer bash and a barbecue, before then. I never watched the race, right? Like, I was too busy having beers and cooking barbecue, right, for all my friends. It was just a great excuse.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'm in my office one day, and a guy walks in, and I will always give him credit, even though this guy owes me a ton of money, but that's not the point.
Yeah.
And but he walks in, and his name was Alistair Sutherland. I'll never forget that. And he walks into my office one day, introduces himself, and he's a musician. So I kind of knew him through some other people, but I knew of him, I didn't know him. And he walks into my office one day in Toronto, and he's like, "Hey, I'm Alistair, man." And I said, "Yeah, I've heard of you, through a couple other friends of mine who are in the music industry." I said, "How you doing?" He goes, "Well, I got a proposition for you." And I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "What do you know about racing?" I said, "Well, what kind of racing?" He goes, "Car racing." And I said, "Absolutely nothing." But I did tell him, though, I said, "You know what? I have a very old friend from my teenager years growing up who's apparently, and I hadn't talked to him in years, who's apparently really good at this. His name's David Embringham." And Amp and I grew up together as kids, well, not grew up together, but we spent a lot of time up north at the ski cabins, right? And I had heard through the grapevine that Amp, as he became known as, was a really good race car driver. And I said, "Nah, I got this one buddy, he's an acquaintance, but, I don't talk to him much." He goes, "Well, I've got a proposition for you." He says, "How would you like to see your company name on the side of my Honda Michelin car," which was a one-make series, racing series in Canada. It was Honda Civics, and they Michelin obviously supplied the tires, but it was a one-make series, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, I said, "Wow, I'm kind of intrigued." And he goes, yeah, and he drew it out for me, right? He had a thing, and I said, "Well, okay, are we going to win any races?" And as God is my witness, Doug, this was his response. He goes, "Well, I'm a part-time taxi cab driver, and I can drive really fast." And I said, "Sounds good to me, I'll sponsor you." I swear to God on a stack of Bibles, that's how I got into motorsports.
I believe you.
Yep, he said, I'm a part-time taxi cab driver, and the streets of Toronto. He goes, "I can drive really quick, and I can dodge people." I'm like, "Sounds good, let's do it, man."
Yeah.
There was the original Canaska logo on the side of a Honda Michelin car. Well, that was the beginning of the end, because we didn't even get halfway through the season, and I bought a dually, a four-door dually, a 40-foot gooseneck trailer, and I said, "Well, I've got to have more cars on the track." So I grabbed one of the other guys in the series, and literally, this guy was like living out of his car, but he was really fast, right?
Yeah.
And so, like, we're at our first race, and I don't even remember where I was. And so I see this guy, and he's like qualifying in the first two rows. Alistair, in the meantime, is qualifying on the back row, which is fine. I didn't give a shit. But I said, "I need a car at the front." So, like, I literally walked down the paddock to this guy who had his tent set up in front of his car at a pro weekend. And I'm like, "Yo, dude," I said, "you got sponsors?" And he goes, "No." I said, "Congratulations, you got Canaska as a sponsor now." And that is the truth. His name was Rob Vining. And the guy's jaw hit the ground, right? Because he'd seen Alistair's car on the track, brand new Civic, brand new paint job, brand new trailer, sit like that. I said, yeah, I got room in the trailer for another car. So I hired this guy. Well, I didn't hire him. I just sponsored him. I didn't pay these guys. I just sponsored the cars and the team. And so Canaska Racing, then my CPA said, "Well, shit, Vic." He goes, "You need to form a racing company because we need to make tax advantages from this." I'm like, "All right, well, Canaska Racing Ltd. then." That was the birth of Canaska Racing Ltd.
Awesome.
And then, so then my friend Dave Embringham, my long-lost acquaintance, he sees this happening, right? And he's racing in the Rothman's Porsche Turbo Cup Series at the same time, and he's a lead driver in the GM, the Camaro Series, right? Which is, they're both one-make series as well.
Yep.
And so Emp obviously finds his way to me, and he's like, well, Vic, he goes, hey, what's up, buddy? Hey, Vic, what are you doing? And I said, well, yeah. He goes, I didn't know you were in racing. I said, well, neither did I until about a month ago. And he goes, well, how would you feel about having a car in the Rothman's Turbo Cup Series? And that was the featured event every weekend that we were going to, right? Was the Rothman's Porsche Series.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, hell yeah. So there goes the graphics on the side of M's Porsche.
That's great, man.
You know? And I'm like, yay, we got 2 Hondas and a Porsche here. We're rolling. And so anyway, Dave goes, and he was an instructor at the time at the Spinard David Racing School up in Belleville, Ontario. And he did this the right way, but I always blame him for costing me millions of dollars to this day.
Uh-oh.
And he goes, well, Vic, he says, you know what? He goes, it's cool that you're a sponsor, but why don't you come up and take one of the driving schools, racing schools? I'm like, all right, that sounds groovy. I didn't know those existed. You can actually go to school to learn how to race. He goes, yeah. And I mean, I was a real newbie at this, right? Like, I literally didn't know any of this stuff. And so I go up to Spinard David, and I was hooked. And I was hooked. I spent the whole summer up there taking course after course after course, where most people, that's like on their bucket list, they'll do one 5-day racing school and they knock it off their bucket list. Now, I kept going back and going back. But what I realized quickly is I wasn't comfortable driving open wheel Formula 2000 cars in the school, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm a big guy, right? And even back then I was a big guy. My shoulders were too wide, and it was a whole nother fucking level for the trophy presentations.
Okay, it's recording now.
I got to share this with you, and then I'll get back to it. Okay, so the FG presentations in Austria today.
Yeah.
They've got remote control podiums that bring the trophies in one at a time from the right side of the podium. And the remote control podium drives up in front of the driver on the podium, and they grab the trophy off of it, and then the little trophy podium scoots off to the other side. I've never seen that before. That's crazy.
Yeah, it is. All right.
So anyway, where was I?
Yeah, you were talking about, how you were at the school and all that.
Oh, yeah. So anyway, I get hooked up into the racing school, right? So I'm like, and then all of a sudden, I'm feeling like, okay, I figured this shit out. And, actually, I was pretty good. Even to this day, Richard Spinard, who's a Hall of Fame driver up in Canada, he said, you got kind of a knack for this stuff. He goes, but, you don't do it the right way. I was one of those guys that I did not do my hands on the steering wheel at school at 10 and 3. In fact, I constantly got bitched at because I was driving these race cars with one hand on the wheel and my elbow on the windowsill by the window net, right?
Mm-hmm.
And obviously I was just was not following the rules, but apparently I was really quick though. And Richard was like, dude, you just keep both hands on the frickin' steering wheel and keep your bloody elbow off the windowsill, by the safety net. He says, you know what, you might pick up a second here or there. So anyway, I'm thinking, this is just badass. So guess what? The Honda Michelin team obviously had a third car that had to enter in the series. Mine.
That's great.
Yeah, and I learned how to race a car with rear-wheel drive and a V8 engine. I was not prepared for front-wheel drive and a 4-cylinder engine. And my first race lap ever, it was at Most Sport Racetrack back in 1990. And I went over, are you familiar with Most Sport?
Yeah, Canadian Tire Motorsport Park.
Okay, they've got a pretty famous corner there. It's called Corner 2.
Oh.
And it's an off-camber, over-the-hill, fall-away corner to the left. In other words, do all your braking before you crest the hill and then put your foot into it going through tea kettle. I hit the brakes going into the corner, and I'm like, oh, fuck, I braked too much, so I put my foot on the gas, and I went over the fucking hill. Excuse my English, apologies.
No problem.
I went over the hill in corner two, and I was like, oh my god. And what did I do? I put my foot on the brake pedal on a front-wheel drive car going downhill off camber. And I flopped out there and out there and all the way to the turf into the tire wall.
That's awesome.
And I was like, okay, this front-wheel drive stuff is for the birds. I need rear-wheel drive. And then I got into the Firestone Firehawk series immediately. But not that year, the next year I got into it. I took some more driving school up at Stannard David School. And I said, okay, I'm going to run. You know what? I'm comfortable learning in a Camaro. I'm going to race a Camaro. What series can I race a Camaro in? And I didn't want to do the GM Players series because that was a one-make series. And pretty much the guys that raced at the front stayed at the front. And I was like, nah, I want something with a little bit more mix in it. So I did the Firestone Firehawk series. And my first race car that I truly enjoyed driving as a driver and a team owner was a LT1 bodied Camaro.
Makes a lot of sense. That's pretty cool.
Not only that, in our first year of Firehawk racing, I finished third overall in the 24 hours of Mosport.
Ooh, wow.
That was epic.
Yeah.
That was epic. And then, you know, when I got the third place overall in the 24 hours of Mosport, I was hooked. Hook, line, and sinker, baby.
Yeah.
The rest is history.
That's great.
And I think that my co-drivers for that race were Dave Embringham, Brett Goodman, myself, and my accountant, who was a race fan. He was just a club racer. I was like, fucking Bob, you gotta come on, man. You're the fourth driver for the 24 hours. He's like, okay. And he was a serious club racer, right? So he knew the track really well. And so it wasn't like a stretch to have him in the car. So and his name was Bob Monroe.
Oh.
And so it was me and Brett Goodman, who was a driving instructor, and Bob Monroe, my accountant.
Interesting.
And me, of course.
Yeah. So my next question after that is, when did you form your Cup team? Your one-time Cup team?
My what?
Your one-time Cup Series team in NASCAR.
Oh, okay, yeah, the one-off.
Yeah.
Funny enough, and my memory's a little hazy on that, but it was 1995, I believe.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, no, it wasn't 94, it was 95. And I had gotten to know this fella in St. Catharines, Ontario, named Rick Bye. And Rick was one of my competitors. I raced against him in the Firehawk Endurance Series. And Rick knew that I was, he knew that I was like, here's a good example of a gentleman racer. Race cars, right? Like, that's how he viewed me.
Yeah.
And I was like, and he came to me, he said, Nick, he says, have you ever raced Watkins Glen, racetrack? I said, no. I said, I've heard of Watkins Glen back in the F1 days, right? Because now I was becoming a bit of a student of motorsports, so I was like, I look back and say, oh, wow, there was a Formula One race this close to me, and I never went and saw it? Like stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
And he goes, I just bought two old Bush North cars. And I'm like, okay. And I knew what those were at the time, right? I'm like, okay, basically it's a sub-level of NASCAR, which is fine. And he says, yeah, but these are Bush North cars. And they were this team went out of business, and you might be able to recollect the exact two cars that he bought, because they were it was called White House Apple Juice.
Oh.
And they were the main sponsors on these cars, I guess, in 1994. And White House Apple Juice. And anyway, he picked up these two cars on a steel deal, plus all the equipment that went with it, right?
Yeah.
And life. He goes, no, I'm not going to do any oval racing, buddy. He says, we'll get these things prepped up. And now, this was when they were still using the Buick V6s or the Chevy V6s in the Bush North series.
Yeah.
And they weren't V8s, they were V6s. Anyway, so I'm like, yeah, that sounds cool, road race, right? And he goes, yeah. So anyway, I never driven a stock car in my life, and I never drove it before, and they were the main sponsors on these cars, I guess, in 1994, and White House apple juice. And anyway, he picked up these two cars on a steel kill, plus all the equipment that went with it, right?
Yeah.
And he goes, well, how would you like to, invest in one of the cars, and we'll get them all ready for a road race. And I said, well, I've never driven an oval in my life. He goes, no, I'm not going to do any oval racing, buddy. He says, well, we'll get these things prepped up. And now, this was when they were still using the Buick V6s or the Chevy V6s in the Bush North series.
Yeah.
And they weren't V8s, they were V6s. Anyway, so I'm like, yeah, that sounds cool, road race, right? And he goes, yeah. So anyway, I never driven a stock car in my life, and I never drove it before the day we showed up at Watkins Glen to practice for the race weekend. I had never driven the track, nothing. And this was a Bush North race. And so we get out there and we're fucking around, excuse my English, sorry about that.
No problem.
And we're goofing around, and Rick was, he had a little bit better handle on the car than I did. And so, I think I was goofing around there about middle of the pack, middle to rear of the pack, because I didn't know the track, and I didn't know the car. And the more that I got comfortable with the car, I'm like, dang, this is like a giant go-kart. I said, with giant rubber wheels on each corner, like, very different than the Camaro, right?
Yeah.
It took me about 3/4 of the race before I figured out that I can toss this car into any position, and I never raced with slick tires before, ever. And I'm like, and so I had to learn that too, and I'm like, oh my God, this thing literally sticks wherever I point it, which is not the case with my my Firerock Camaro, right?
Yeah.
It didn't stick for shit when I pointed it. It would go right off the end of the track. And so, it took me that while. Anyway, about 3/4 of the way through that race, I'm embarrassed to say, no, the embarrassment comes later, but you know what? Totally understandable for a driver that wasn't prepared for a race like that. I was used to doing driver changes, right? So I'd be in a car for 1 hour, and I'd get out of it, and then swap out. And then even with the short fire hog races, they were 3-hour races, so you had 2 drivers, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, so we're about an hour and a half into this race, and I'm dead tired. And I overheated the brakes going into corner 1 at Watkins Glen. I just simply, I braked way too late, and I went straight off the end into the kitty litter. And you know what? I remember because, they were saying, oh no, we can pull the car up. And I remember looking at the guy saying, no, don't even bother pulling the car up. I was spent, and it was at that moment that I realized that, okay, if I'm going to keep doing this racing and I want to go faster and faster, I need to start working out. And because I was just relying on my, fat, happy, and stupid attitude, right?
Yeah.
And what little talent that I had, but I realized then, I'm not even 3/4 through the race, and I'm spent.
Yeah.
So I got out of the car, and I remember my crew chief at the time said, man, we're gonna tow the car back to pit lane, you didn't finish. And I looked at him straight in the eyes, and I said, no. I said, I can't. I said, as embarrassing as this is, I can't finish the race. I'm spent. My back hurt, my neck hurt, my shoulders were on fire. And it's because I'd never driven a car with 6 before. I just was the primary race was the Untitled Glen, the NASCAR race.
Yeah.
And wait a minute though. You know what? My first Busch North race must have been in '94 because I watched the Untitled Glen in '94 and said, you know what? I know a really good road racer in Canada. You know, like we're good acquaintances. I said, his name's Ron Fellas. I said, I wonder if, you know, and so anyway, that's it. So my first Busch North race, my first and only North race was in '94.
Okay.
And I did DNF, I didn't finish. And then I can't remember the exact way everything came together, but I remember reaching out to Charlie Cook because he was obviously my Firehawk strategist, he was the reason we were doing so well.
Yeah.
And I reached out to him and I said, what do you think about this? And he goes, yeah, we can do this. And I said, okay, what do we need to do? He goes, we need to get an owner's license with NASCAR. So I applied for that, blah, blah, blah. You know, we did all that stuff. And we built a car. We didn't build a car, we bought a car, but we rebuilt it, or Charlie rebuilt it, because he had NASCAR people that worked for him.
Yeah.
Or not NASCAR people, but he knew people that basically he hired to rebuild the car. And I said, okay, well, you know, the deal is we need a motor, so we bought a Ron Hutter motor. I don't know why I remember that name, but I remember it was back in those days, you couldn't really just show up at Hendrick's shop and buy a Hendrick's motor, right?
Yeah.
But there was independent engine builders that you could do that with, and I guess Ron Hutter was one of those people, and he was well known for his motors, apparently, blah, blah, blah. And so, yeah, then, you know, and Ron was involved in it at this point, right?
Yeah.
And it was a beautiful car. It was a gorgeous car. And he qualified decent. You know, once again, he had never driven a stock car before, right?
Yeah.
So he had a lot more talent to sticky figure than I had in my whole head, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, he qualified, I'm going to guess, the front third of the pack, like, I'm going to guess, like he qualified like 6 or 7 trucks.
Okay.
And, anyway, so the race began, and I was like, you know, I remember talking to Charlie. I said, well, God, Charlie, we need to hire crew, like professional. And we did it. He ended up hiring the Caterpillar team out the over-the-wall painting, right?
Were they with Bud Hall's team at the time?
Oh, no, wait a minute. No, we didn't hire the Cat team because they would be racing against us. Who did we have for over-the-wall? I don't remember who we had for over-the-wall. I think it was a professional Busch team.
Oh.
Time, right? It was a professional Busch crew. I don't know who they were, but obviously it wasn't the Cat team. I'll get to the Cat team later. But it was somebody's pro Busch team. It was one of the top Busch teams. We hired their crew to go over the wall for Ron's car.
Okay.
And which was more than acceptable. Like these guys are pros at what they did, right? You know?
Yeah.
Anyway, and Ron started the race and dropped the lifter about 15 laps in.
Oh.
And that was the beginning and the end of Canaska Racing's NASCAR team.
Oh.
And that was just too bad because he set some really fast laps at the beginning of the race too. And he got caught. Put it this way, he got enough raised eyebrows that he ended up getting hired by other teams down in years subsequent, right? Just because of his first 12 laps.
Yeah, like Dale Earnhardt Incorporated.
You know, he ran a Hendrick's car for years there. Every year he ran, I think it was a Hendrick's car.
It was Junior Motorsports.
Anyway, so that was the beginning and the end of my NASCAR experience with the top series, not the Busch series, because as you know, I went on to become famous for T-boning a pit wall later that year.
Yeah, tell me a little bit about that wreck if you have any.
Oh my God, that actually surprised me. So, as I told you before, my first race, I was like spent. I had no idea of the traction of a slick tire and whatnot, so I practiced, and I went to the gym, and I did all my core exercises and stuff like that. So later in the year, the 1995, they had the Burnham Boilers 150.
Yeah.
And don't ask me why I remember the name of the race, but that was it. And I think I called the same car, but I repainted it. The first race out the year before, I left it yellow, which was the White House apple juice color. And the next year, I repainted it to the dark forest green, which was the same as Ron's NASCAR Winston Cup car. And anyway, I qualified around, God, I can't even remember where I qualified. I was probably, once again, like 6th or 7th row qualified.
Okay.
And my buddy Rick, who had the other car, he qualified a little bit closer to the front. He had engine problems. And now, here's the interesting thing. In 1995, Bush, all around, Bush South, Bush North, and Bush Racing, so like the National League, they all went to the V8s. We kept the V6s in our cars.
Oh.
And just because we didn't want it, like, you know, like, look, we're just out here to have some fun, right? You know, it's like, anyway, so Rick qualified on the front 3 rows somewhere with a V6, and I qualified around 5th row, 6th row with a V6. And interestingly enough, man, we were racing out of the box. Like, I honestly got to tell you, the V8s really had nothing on it unless there was a really good road racer with a V8, right?
Yeah.
And Rick had engine problems somewhere, you know, halfway through the race. And, you know, it was one of those things where I still wasn't used to driving a one-driver race, right? So, like, I kind of lost track of where I was, right?
Yeah.
I'd pass a few people, somebody would pass me, I'd pass them back. And anyway, right at the end of the race, there was a 3 laps from the end, there was a full course yellow. And this was where, like, okay, this was really confusing to me, right? Because I had to rely on my crew chief, which was Charlie, and Charlie had to rely on the Caterpillar team, which was my over-the-wall crew for that bush race, right?
Yeah.
And so Charlie looks at them, and the head guy from the cat team, he says, all right, your guy, he lines up on this side and that side. So basically what had happened was, through the course of the race, unknown to me, I was still on the lead lap, and there was only 10 cars on the lead lap, and I didn't know I was one of them. Right? So I get to line up on the lead lap side, which is the inside line, right?
Yeah.
So we're doing these yellow flag laps, and Charlie says, no, you need to get over to the right. And I said, well, that's where all the leaders are. He goes, guess what, Vic? He goes, you're on the lead lap. You're running in 4th place. And I'm like, what? And he goes, yeah. And I said, get out of here. I said, I was not. He goes, no, seriously, you are. He said, we just had an official come over here and tell you to move your ass over to the inside. I'm like, sweet deal. So I went over, and everybody was fine with it, right?
Yeah.
You know, and I think it was, we had 4 laps under green, and I moved up, like 1 spot, but then a couple of the guys behind me were pros. I don't know who they were, but, you know, I forget who else was in that race, but they obviously passed me, right? Which was fine. You know, I'm not going to mess their shit up. But they passed me good. I didn't let them by, right?
Yeah.
They passed me solid under braking coming into the second last corner at Watkins Glen, which was a hot spot for passing, right? So I wasn't going. I think I was in 5th place, and it was the last lap of the race, and I was like, God, this is awesome. I could see the 4 cars in front of me, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, like, I'm in 5th place. This rocks. You know, and then coming out of the last corner, Curtis bumper swiped me.
Curtis Markham.
And he just grazed his front end over my bumper when my car was off balance, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I just hit the rumble strips to make that last right turn. So my car suddenly off balance, but I'd done that like for dozens and dozens of laps prior to that, which was my back bumper and spun me sideways.
Dang.
You could see the paint from his sponsor was Lysol, so the car was like sky blue and yellow and white. You could see the white paint on my dark forest green bumper after the wreck. Oh, that was a disaster. God, that hurt. Man, that really hurt. Anyway, I ended up the 10th place overall, first car on that down. I didn't even cross the finish line.
Yeah, and didn't you say you were penalized afterwards for your crew reacting to it?
That's what I remember. I remember being penalized for that. I wasn't there, obviously. I was in the back of a freaking ambulance, but I remember having to pay a fine, and I remember tipping my crew chief, or not my crew chief, but one of the guys right in front of the official. And that's saying, thank you for looking out for me.
Yeah.
You know, but I remember I got penalized because my team had gotten a little bit aggressive with Curtis after the race when he was in pit lane or something like that. I can't say for sure, but I remember having to pay a fee. And so what transpired between them, I don't know for sure, but obviously it was enough to get penalized. And actually I was politely asked not to return to the boosters.
Oh. And
yeah, it was very oblique and proper, but I was obliquely asked, you know what, you'd be better off just sticking with road racing.
yeah.
You know, more or less that's what the thing was. I'm like, yeah, well, no doubt, you know, here I am, I was running in fifth place, and I messed up your thing. You know?
Yeah.
But going back to the thing, though, is we were running the V6 engines. And I'm telling you what, all but the best of the best had nothing on our car, on my car. We're running 2 cylinders less than they were.
That's great to hear.
In fact, it was kind of funny. One of the compliments I took away from that race was after the race, and then it was the NASCAR race after that. So I was going through this swag alley, right, you know, checking out all the trailers, right?
Yeah.
And I had my hat on, right? Like, I came back from the hospital, I had a neck brace on and stuff like that, just for, you know, precaution, right?
Yeah.
And I'm walking through swag alley, or I'm staggering through swag alley, you know, because I love to buy swag. You know,
Yeah.
like, I want a hat here and a t-shirt there from that team and shit like that, right?
Yeah.
And I'm in front of the Red Dog beer trailer, right?
Yeah.
And the guy recognized me and says, yo, you were in that car that was running fifth that got hammered into the wall at the end of the race. And I said, yeah, that was me, buddy. I said, yeah, give me one of those Red Dog racing hats. And he goes, yeah, sure. He goes, hey, listen, he says, I know the owner of the team. He says, you're a hell of a lot better than our current driver. He goes, my owner would hire you guys, and then you were a second driver, a Red Dog beer car. And I was like, really? And he goes, yeah. And I said, well, I gotta be honest with you, buddy. I said, I'm a road racer. I've never driven an oval in my entire life. And I said, oh, that's a shame, man. He says, you should go to an oval school. You pick it up real quick if you can drive like that. And I just walked away from that, and I left it at that. But it was a really nice compliment, you know. I was like, wow, that was kind of cool, man.
Yeah. To be honest, man.
That was the beginning, and that was the end of any Canaska involvement in stock cars.
Yeah, and I have to tell you, I'm a pretty good go-kart racer myself. I'm just like you, I'm better at road courses, but there was actually an oval track that I actually did very good at. And it was an oval track at Awesome Jake's, or Amazing Jake's. It's either one of those names, but it was in Mesa, Arizona. And every time I raced at that oval, I usually won the race by like over 10 laps over the second place car.
The funny thing is I think it was in 95, I think it was later in the year, 95, we had a World Challenge race at PIR.
Ooh.
And I remember going there, and the road course at PIR obviously has a little bit to do with the banking too, right?
Yeah.
through the banking, right?
Yeah.
So my car was, I had such push in my front end. Oh, it was just driving me crazy, because I get out of the road course at PIR, and then I hit the accelerator, and the car just push right up into the upper wall. Guys are going past me, below me, and I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Anyway, chances are you were probably at that race.
Yeah, I was.
That was 1995, the PIR World Challenge. I don't know what the feature event there was.
Oh, wait, you said it was 95?
It was probably Trans-Am. But I'll never forget that race because that was the first and last time we debuted a new motor in our car in World Challenge that year, which was those 94 and 95 in the World Challenge were run what you got. We got called. They threw the rule book out.
Yeah, just so you know.
Literally, they did.
Just so you know, very quick, at first I thought I was at that race, but I wasn't born yet, so I think I was thinking of a different race.
Okay, but
Yeah, I was thinking of a different one.
we debuted a new motor at that race because the engine builder I had at the time, which was Joe Vardy, he was like a little mad scientist, right? And being an FCCA pro, threw the rule book out for the engines in that series. Like, they threw it out months earlier because they realized, well, everybody's just like bringing really weird stuff to the table.
Yeah.
And we had been running a 383 supercharged engine in a Camaro. Now, the series states that it needs to be a unibody car, right?
Yeah.
For FCCA Pro World Challenge. And it needs to have something that's spec with the car that you can buy at the dealership. And so obviously we didn't qualify for that. So what I did was I actually built 3 prototypes with Joe. We went to a Camaro Chevy dealership and we bought 3 brown wrappers, white wrappers off the lot, like literally like stripped down like your basic Camaros, right?
Yep.
And we bought 3 of them. One was a ragtop, and we called it the Canaska Hurricane. And we were going into the aftermarket business, like Roush and people like that, right?
Yeah.
And so the series dictated that you had to have one car that was available to consumers that matched your specs. So I built 3 hardtops and a ragtop with we rebuilt the motor 383 superchargers with these big frickin' superchargers on them. And we offered them for sale.
Ooh.
And so we qualified to run a 383 blower motor in FCCA Pro. Fine, fair enough. But and that was really good, except when the blower belts broke, right? And that was a problem. So anyway, about halfway through that season, FCCA Pro, and at the time, Doug Robinson was the head of tech for FCCA Pro, for World Challenge specifically.
Yeah.
And he got sick and tired of everybody bitching and complaining because there was only like 3 or 4 teams that pretty much dominated the Grand Sports division and pro. And he was like, you know what, you guys, he was so tired of people complaining about each other. He was like, you know what, you guys sort it out yourselves. He goes, we're turning our back on everything. He goes, as long as you don't show up here with a 2-frame car, that's obviously not a unibody. He says, I'm fine with it. Build whatever frickin' motors you guys want. He goes, and you know what, you guys only have each other to complain and bitch about too, not me. And so, okay. So we took it a step further, and Joe, the mad little scientist that he was at the time, and he built me an all-aluminum 406 cubic inch naturally aspirated motor with a carburetor on it.
Yeah.
And we debuted that at PIR, which is probably the wrong track to debut that at because it didn't show the power of the motor, right? Because PIR, unless you get the banking down straight, which I realized after the fact, the road course in the middle, you're low gear. You're in third pretty much the whole time, right? daylight. And then these guys thought they'd really pull a boner on me, saying, "Oh my God, Vic." I'm like, "What's wrong?" They go, "We can't race the race. We don't qualify." And I'm like, "Wait a minute, man. I'm busting my ass up there trying to go through that banking." And he goes, "No." He goes, "We don't have headlights." I'm like, "What do you mean we don't have headlights? We know this for months. We needed a clip for the front end with headlights." He goes, "Yeah, no, sorry, Vic." And then, they let me go all the way to the end where I was like, I wasn't pissed. I was just disappointed, right? I wasn't angry. Yeah. I was like, oh, fuck, I'm thinking, we spent all this money to come out here. Like, I'm thinking, I was just more depressed than anything. He goes, we're just kidding. They pulled the towel off one of the front end clips and it got headlights wired into it. And I'm like, oh, you guys suck.
That's awesome. That's sort of...
That was a fun race.
That's sort of...
It was fun. I didn't like it because I didn't finish that race. Something happened that went off track and we ended up overheating and I don't know, I was having such a horrible time trying to drive that car at PRR. It became no fun after like the third lap.
Yeah, that sort of reminds me, that prank they pulled, it sort of reminds me of my 10th birthday in 2008 when I was trying to film everybody singing me the birthday song, and my friends all annoyed me with the Oompa Loompa song from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. I gotta switch handsets because I'm using speakerphone on this one.
No problem. Just so you know.
I want to switch handsets before it dies. That's all.
Yeah, and honestly, I think...
I gotta say that... Oh my God. Sorry, I just walked into my bedroom. My dog. The only room in my house that I have air conditioning in is in my bedroom. And my dog was curled up under the sheets.
Just so you know, bud, I have to conclude this call soon because my phone's nearly dead, and you kind of covered all of the questions I was going to ask with your stories.
Let me tell you one more. You know what? We're going to save the World Challenge stories for another time because I've got a bunch that includes Steve Saline, Bob Bondurant.
Yeah.
And, I'll just give you a little bit of a tidbit. And we'll do a World Challenge one, okay? A 68 Pro World Challenge.
Yep.
Let's do a thing about that later, but I'll give you a little teaser. And Lime Rock, Connecticut road course, and Bob Bondurant's racing for the Saline Allen Mustang team, right? And I actually taught an old dog a new trick. Actually, I taught an old dog an old trick, and he complained to the officials about me. And I was like, I think you've been doing this all your life, dude. You're just pissed off that I didn't keep it on. Look at this. And once again, Doug Robinson just shook his head and he goes, Mr. Bondurant, he says, I'll never forget this in the official trailer. He goes, he didn't say Mr. Bondurant. He goes, Bob, he goes, you know better than to complain about the move that young Sifton did to you. He says, of all people, you know better than to complain about that. And he goes, Vic, he goes, try not to do that again, okay?
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what happened on another phone thing. I'd love to do a World Challenge one with you.
Yep, and we will do it.
World Challenge series with NCCA Pro. It was a fantastic series.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I love sports car racing.
But you got the beginning to the end of my NASCAR thing. There's some things missing from it. And one day, if you ever get a hold of Charlie Cook, you can get the inner workings of the Ron Fellows NASCAR thing. Charlie had nothing to do with my bush forays. Those were totally out of Canada, out of Canadian shop.
Okay.
And but Charlie was instrumental in the Ron Fellows NASCAR, the Winston Cup car.
Yeah, I'll reach out to Charlie again and see if he's interested, and we'll see what that goes.
Well, as I said, off the record, I explained that to you the other day. You know, that's between them and you. I've given up trying to contact those guys. It's not happening.
Yeah, I understand.
I really don't know why.
Yeah, but no problem.
But it is what it is.
Yep, good way to look at it. Alright, thanks for chatting with me today, and we'll do another one soon.
No, it's always my pleasure. It's always my pleasure to chat with you, man. I learned stuff. Listen, I'm going to put you in touch with Steve Carey, the Padre down in Florida, because I guarantee you he would love to talk with you.
Yeah, I definitely would too.
He knows and he jumps around with him. He's known, like, Steve's in his early 70s, dude. This guy's been around motorsports all his life.
Whoa.
And so, yeah, my point being exactly, Steve's no spring chicken, but you know what? He would, give it your faith and his faith. You guys would hit it off on an entirely new level.
Definitely, for sure.
Alright, I'll make sure. What I'll do is I'll double check with him first. I'm sure he'd be totally open to it. And then what I'll do is, he's on my, I don't touch base with him on the phone. I touch base with him by a messenger on Facebook. On my Facebook page. But I'll cover it with him first.
Thank you, man.
Alright, listen, you take care. You be safe down there, man.
Yep, I'm gonna keep wearing a mask.
Craziness happening in Arizona right now.
Yep, I'm gonna wear a mask everywhere I go until I get a vaccine for the virus.
Attaboy. Attaboy. Alright.
Alright,
And tell your mom to be safe too, man. She's out in the pub doing stuff for you and her, so.
yep.
Make sure she's covered and smothered.
Yeah, and my mom is a very godly person, so maybe you guys might want to chat again soon one of these days.
Well, I wouldn't say I'm godly. I have faith. I'm a very Christian person, but I'm not what I would say a godly person.
Oh, I got
Not to catch my drift.
Okay.
That's okay, though. That's okay. Like, I don't mind. She sounds like a wonderful woman. Of course, I'd love to have a great conversation with her, and I will leave the cuss words out, of course.
Yeah, because my mom hates curse words. Like, she does not allow it in her household.
You know what? Much respect for that. Much respect.
Yeah.
All right, listen, Doug, I'll let you go. I'm going to get back to watching whatever I'm watching on ESPN here.
Alright, you take care, man.